What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's actually quite a nice day today. It's very early. As you can see, I've got my coffee and it's very cold. But let me bring you guys back up to speed where we are with the Polo series. So in the first video, we went over all the bad points on the car, gave the car a much needed deep clean, got a list of parts sorted for what we needed to ordered those. In the second video, so the most recent video that I uploaded last week, we got some of the smaller tedious repairs on the car. So we got the front plate, the rear plate, the plate lights. We tried to polish that headlight up, but it didn't really come up very well. Came up okay, but in terms of what it needs, now a few days have passed, you can see it's hazed over a little bit more, but we may have someone lined up, one, to repair that headlight, and two, to actually polish the whole car potentially, which would be amazing. So yeah, that was the last video just gone. We also did the interior fabrics, the floor mats, got the car in a much better state, but like I said, there's some of the more tedious parts. Now in today's video, we can obviously get onto the bigger bits, and that pretty much brings us up to scratch as to where we are. Now in today's video, as promised, we are getting onto the more bigger parts today. Yes, the bonnet will be sorted, but first, no, I haven't been doing any dodgy dealings in Colombia or anything. We have a smaller part we do need to fit on the rear of the car. Apparently, these Polos and the generation after, so the 6R generation, they are notorious for their petrol filler, cap, flap, whatever you want to call it, just snapping off. Now, it was easy enough to buy because apparently they're quite a commonly replaced part. I'm hoping that it's an easy enough install. I think it is, by the looks of it, there's just a torque screw here. You might just pop off and the mechanism will slide inside it. It shouldn't be too bad of a part to fit, which is usually famous last words, I know. It should be fine. I can't remember if I ordered it in primer or paint. If I haven't ordered it painted, then I can just wrap it with some of the wrap we'll have left over from the bonnet, hopefully. There's only one way to find out if I did buy it painted or not. So let me grab this Colombian parcel, get that unboxed, and then we can see which one we have. So it is freezing outside, so I'm sitting in the car. I'm gonna unbox this in here to one, make sure it's the right part. So what's going on with my voice there? To one, make sure it's the right part, and two, to be somewhat warm. It says Polo with definitely German writing, so it's definitely a genuine VW part. But nonetheless, let's get this opened. Yeah, so I did just get it in primer, which isn't the end of the world. Like I say, I could just wrap over it. But as far as I'm aware, it should just be a simple install. I'm hoping. There's nothing to do but start the install, I suppose. So let's get to it. If we look here, it's just a torque screw. And I think this literally just like slides in like that. And then that'll be it sorted. I don't know, I haven't watched any videos. I'm just seeing a torque screw. I'm hoping, I know in some cars you have to go through the arc shiner and things. I'm really hoping I don't need to do that on this car. There's only one way to find out. So I'm gonna set this aside for a second. Go get torqued a bit. It looks like a T25, it's a VW. Most of them are T25. Start pulling things apart. Let's see if we can fix it. Right, so I've got a torque bit now. I'm thinking just take this little torque screw here off. Obviously the petrol cap off itself. I might need to pry around the actual filler hole. And judging by the shape of the new one, I'm thinking I'll just sort of pull out this way. But let's give it a go and see if I'm right. Just grab the flat head because I think, like I say, I'm going to try and pry it around this to get it off, because obviously the new one will then slot on. So let's give that a go. There we go, just like that, it's out. Obviously we'll have the little breather sort of drain pipe for the fuel. That'll obviously need to be transferred onto the new one. But if that's it, that's a relatively easy install. I might need to transfer over the actual locking mechanism itself. Should be relatively easy. I'm going to grab some quick spray, clean up this surface, get all the bits I need to off this, and then we can get to installing the new one. So, got a dirty rag here. Just going to spray some on there. So if I just face you guys down here, you'll see we just need to transfer the fuel breather / drain line off the old one onto the new cap. Then we also need to move the locking mechanism off the old one onto the new one. And it should just be as simple as reinstall the new one the way we took the old one off and then wrap it, and this job should be done. So that has literally just shot all the way across the driveway. I mean, unclipped out, so I'm just going to try and clip it into the new one, I think. So that basically just locks into place like that. So now we have all the bits off the old one. So the locking mechanism, the drain hose, that's now gone, so that will go in the bin. We now have our new piece with the locking piece in, the drain / breather line in. That should then all close up. Obviously it will click into there. I'm not going to do that yet because I need to do that on the car. But let's get to getting this bit installed. So like I say, we have the new cap now, all set up, all in place. Should be all fine as long as it lines up correctly, because obviously this is a genuine VW part. So what we want to do is put the breather line down there. I think this might be a bit fiddly to get in, but I'm going to try nonetheless. You know what? That's actually all right. Sorted. So there we have it. The Polo now has a working petrol cap. So like I say, we'll get onto the next mod. Once we've done that, we can then get to wrapping this black. There we go. A working petrol cap. Perfect. So obviously this side is dented, but just having that petrol cap helps so much more. I've actually just realised I'm too busy getting videos of it because I'm excited that it's fitted. I haven't actually put the Torx bit back in, so let's get that back opened. Let's put this Torx screw back in, and then the job will actually be complete. Well, won't be complete because I need to wrap it still, but the actual install itself will be. So now that petrol cap's done, we obviously need to get that wrapped. But before we do the wrap, I need to make sure we have some spare from the bonnet. So that is the next thing on the Polo to get sorted. Obviously, the first thing we need to do is get rid of a lot of this loose clear coat, because if you wrap on top of that, the wrap will then just come off with the clear coat. It obviously won't stand the test of time. It won't have any longevity. I want to do it properly. So the first thing we need to do, I've got this little, oh, I do have it somewhere. I've got a little plastic scraper here, so I'm hoping we can get the majority of the clear coat off that way. I'm not going to go too in depth because the wrap should hide quite a lot of it. Just the foul bits of clear cut that do need to come off. So there's nothing to it but to get this clear cut off. I have a big parcel behind the camera here, which is this huge roll of wrap. So we can obviously get this on the car. It's not ideal conditions for wrapping, but at the end of the day, it's going to look 10 times better than it currently is. And we're trying to make this Polo look a bit less scrapyard. So let's get to removing this clear coat. There we have it. I don't know how well it's came across on camera, but I've got majority of the clear coat off now. Obviously some is still left, but I'm hoping the wrap will hide any imperfections. It's not going to look perfect, but it's a very cheap fix. The wrap cost me like 30–40 pounds. It shouldn't be that bad. It's just obviously an attempt to make it look a lot better. Before I do start wrapping, I'm just going to say I'm not a rapper. I've never claimed to be a rapper. I'm not saying I'm good at rapping. Obviously I'm open to improving skills, so by all means comment down below some constructive criticism. I'm always open to improving my skills. But yes, just bear that in mind. I'm not a rapper. It's just a flat bonnet I'm trying to make look a lot better. But obviously there's not much to it. I'm going to grab the wrap out, measure up, and just get to wrapping. As you guessed it, I have the epitome of wrapping accessories. It's definitely not an old hairdryer. There we have the wrap. Should actually be a decent match, I think. We can then use it for the offcuts, whether it's off the front or this side bit, to then do the petrol cap as well.
A few inches later.
This is far from perfect. If I ever say I'm ever gonna wrap anything ever again, tell me not to. It was not fun. It didn't actually help because it is an uneven surface, and just the wrap itself wasn't great quality. It was a cheap wrap, it was a cheap fix that I was trying to do. Obviously I should have probably invested in some better wrap, but nonetheless, I mean, it's got two big massive creases in there, but it's not the end of the world. It still looks better. I'm going to tidy the edges up now, and hopefully that sorts a lot of it out. So now all I'm going to do is go around the edges, tie them up as best I can, make it look somewhat presentable, and then we can get on to the next mod. So guys, there we have it. The bonnet is now wrapped. Is it the best wrap job in the world? No, but I'm not a wrapper, like I said. In fairness, I'm doing it, 1, in very cold conditions, 2, it was very cheap wrap, and 3, I didn't actually sand it all down. There is still the clear coat remnants on there. So all these creases, that's where all the imperfections in the actual bodywork itself was. So it just didn't want to go over those, and obviously it started to crease. It's not the end of the world. It looks a lot better than what it did. I know any of you rappers in the comments are going to be fuming and probably typing away as I speak, but nonetheless, it's done now. It looks better. It's a scrapyard Polo. The wrap was £30–40. It was a very cheap thing to do. We're going to head to the back of the car now, get the petrol cap wrapped. That should be easy because it's a circle this big. Once we've done that, we're going to get onto the next and final mod for this video, and I think you guys are going to like this one. Before you guys run to the comments and tell me how bad that bonnet looks, don't worry, I am completely aware of how bad that bonnet is. The wrap just wasn't playing ball. With the imperfections under the bonnet, the wrap just kept creasing and I couldn't really help that. So don't worry, I have ordered up some good quality wrap. I'm going to wrap this bonnet properly. There'll be no creases, we'll do it so much better, and the bonnet will look the best it can. But I assure you, in the next video, we'll get that bonnet sorted. So don't worry, don't need to comment. I know it looks bad. I've tried my best. I've at least tried it once on my own. But this is just one of them jobs, it's a lot easier with the second person. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the video. But before we do that, we need to get this petrol cap wrapped. So I'm going to grab some wrap out the car, cut that down to size, get this little circle wrapped. Should be relatively easy. Once that's done, we can get on to the final mod for this week's episode. So now that all that wrapping's out of the way, you join me at the side of the car. more importantly next to these steelies. Well, you probably guessed it, we're on to the final mod of the Polo in today's episode, where these steelies have needed to go for a very long time. So if it wasn't obvious, I have got some wheels for this Polo. They are very dirty. If you get them out, give them a good clean, put some air in the tyres, actually make sure they fit okay, to be honest, because I don't know if they're going to fit okay. So without further ado, let's go get the new wheels. So guys, there we have it. These are the new wheels for the Polo. Like I said, I don't know if they fit okay. I need to test fit them. They might need balancing, they might need sorting. These tyres are actually pretty good on them, to be honest. They've been sat for quite a while. So first thing we need to do now is grab the jet wash out, give these a very good clean before they get on to this Polo. So now we've got these wheels a quick clean, there's nothing left but to test fit them on the car. So let's get the jack out, get the car in the air, and let's test fit these wheels. Now in terms of filming, it'd be a lot better to test fit that side first, but I've just cleaned them over there because the drain's that side. I don't fancy sitting in the wet floor, so I'm going to do this side first. So let's get my breaker bar out, impact gun, let's test fit these wheels. I don't actually know what size these are. I'm gonna guess they're like a 16 or a 17. Don't even know. We'll check. I'm sure I've got a smaller size in here. 17. Oh, I guess 17. Perfect. Right, so there we have it guys, wheels are now on the car. In my opinion, I think it is looking so much better. In my head, the stance car guy in me is telling me to get some wider wheels, spacers, lower it. Kind of tempted to, so let me know what you guys think I should do. Like I said, the wheels are now on. I'm gonna take it for a quick drive to make sure everything's all okay. Got quite a lot done in today's video. We got the petrol cap fitted, we got the bonnet wrapped. Even though it's not a great change, it still looks 10 times better than what it did before. We then obviously got the spare wrap to then wrap the petrol cap itself. Got the wheels cleaned up, got them on all four corners. I hope you enjoyed the this week's video. Got a fair bit done. We're making good headway on the Polo, to be honest. I think it's looking pretty good at the minute. We have actually had someone reach out, one, to help with the headlight restoration, and two, to actually help polish the whole car itself. Now, don't get me wrong, the paintwork is awful, as you'll have seen in the previous videos. But I say we can do our best in regards to bringing it back. I'm very curious to see if we can bring the roof back, because that is pretty much matte at the minute. But I can't tell if that's the clear coat gone or if it does just need a really aggressive compound and polish. But we'll find out. That may be in the next video. But obviously, for you guys to know, you'll need to subscribe, because there'll be a new video every single Sunday at 5 PM. Like I say, we're making good progress on the Polo. Drop a like if you did like the video. Obviously, comment anything else you want to see me do to the car. There is endless possibilities. I'm quite enjoying doing bits to this car now. We've got quite a lot done so far. Next up on the list of things that need to be done, one, obviously there is the detail, and the main thing that is left, as we mentioned in the first video, will be the exhaust blow. Obviously, I just need to get under the car, figure out which pipes I need, get that ordered up, and then obviously I can get those fitted myself. Shouldn't be too bad, but depending on your guys' feedback, you will be dictating as to what we are doing next to this Polo. We've almost fixed it up now, so now it's time for the fun things, whether we go coilovers, whether we do something else. You guys let me know. Just drop a comment below what you want to see me do to it. I'm going to whack some tyre shine on, because these tyres are very old, and give it a bit of a drive. But for me, and this less scrapyard Polo now, I'll catch you guys in the next one.